Hi, Alicia. Welcome to the live. I'm just doing a really quick get ready with me. I'm heading to church in a little bit. Thank you for joining. Today on this get ready with me, I am going to do my eyelashes. I wear Lashify eyelashes, so if I have time to do any more makeup, I will add makeup, but I'm on a little bit of a time crunch here, and the lashes for me are a must. So if anyone who joins is curious, I use Lashify. They look like this. They're little cartridges, and I do have a video up on my YouTube channel on how I do my lashes. But I've been wearing Lashify for years. I'm just going to moisturize my lips using a little bit of this La Mer lip gloss. And other than that, I don't really have any other makeup on other than a tinted SPF. I'm wearing this SkinCeuticals one. It has a little tint in it. But yeah, I have like a tiny bit of like a color corrector. I just use this NARS one to spot conceal. It's in the shade Ginger. But for the lashes, I take this glue here and I make sure that I have all the sizes of the lashes that I'm going to be using set out here. And I have a few different sizes, starting with 8 millimeters on the inner. And then I increase to 10 and then 12, 14 millimeters. And then I go up to 16 on the outer edges if I feel like doing a little cat eye. So this is the little tool that helps me grab the little clusters of the eyelashes, and I get about a week or two of wear with these eyelashes. Typically they look like this. There's similar ones on the market, but Lashify, this brand has been my favorite. This is kind of what introduced me to these cluster lashes. So I wanted to already have these done ahead of this live, but time escaped me today. So here we are. But I figured that if anybody's interested in seeing how I do my lashes, I just might as well do them on camera. So now I'm taking the 10 millimeter ones and I'm just taking them out of their little cartridge here like this. And I'm laying them out on this little towel that I have here in front of me just to kind of start planning out my lash map, if you will. And so I'm going from inner to outer, smaller to longer, starting with 8s, 10s. I'm pulling out a couple of 12s here. Pulling out a couple of these, like so. Hey Juan, thanks for joining. I'm doing my eyelashes. What you up to today? It's hot out, isn't it? Yeah, thank you for watching my YouTube channel. If any of you have seen my latest video, I did just post a Nordstrom Beauty anniversary sale haul yesterday. And I just showcased the things that I picked up from the Nordstrom anniversary sale. All right, now these are the size 14s that I have here. So I'm just going to take a couple out of this cartridge here. I refuse to go to church. You should come to church with me. Why do you refuse? All right, so I'm taking this Bond. It's waterproof Bond. Hi, thank you for joining. Food Day Dreams. I'm doing my eyelashes today on this live. I'm just getting ready real quick before I head out to church in a little bit. So I'm showing how I do my eyelashes. This is Lashify, and these are little cluster lashes that go right underneath my real eyelashes. And I can get like 1 to 2 weeks use out of them is usually when I like to switch them up. Starts at 5. Oh, you just left church and you're on your way to another service. Dang, see Juan? People up in here going to church twice in one day. Good to hear. Thank you for sharing, Alicia. Good for you. That's awesome. Love to hear I'm not the only one going to church today on this beautiful Sunday. I'd love to hear where you all are tuning in from. Right now I'm in Ventura, California, Southern California. Church starts at 5, so I'm just doing a really quick get ready with me here. And I'm going to be going in with the first little cluster lash that I have here. And just going to make sure that there is a little bit of bond on the spine. Oops. Just like so. And then, okay. You're only going to church if food is involved. It's soul food. It's food for your soul, Juan. Okay. This is the smallest little 8mm one. And I'm putting it right in the inner part of my eye. And I'm going to go in and do the same on the other side with another 8mm. Putting a little bit of glue on the spine here. And I'm sticking them about 1 to 2 millimeters away from my actual waterline, so they're not actually sticking to my eye. I do have a full YouTube video on how I do this if anybody wants to see it in more detail. Okay, now I'm moving on to a size 12 here. A little bit longer than the 10 that I used on the inner corner. Making sure that there's some glue here on the spine. Hopefully you can see. I'm sticking it 1 to 2 millimeters away again from the waterline. And this glue is like a kind of like a semi-permanent glue, so you can always take them off and put them back on to just make sure you have the placement correctly. You want me to do your eyelashes, one? Anytime. All right. Going over to the next eye, slightly overlapping like so. This is the first time I've done my eyelashes on a live, actually, but I do get a lot of questions on these on a daily basis, so I figure it'll be good to just have it on my profile in case anybody wants to come back and look. But that seems to be a good size there. I just dropped one. Give me a sec. I do these lives like totally on the fly, so they're not the most planned and refined, so excuse me for that, but I'm going to go ahead and take another size 12 and put it right next to that last size 12 that I just did. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. All right. I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. It was such a beautiful day out today. All right. It's 4:22. I know. I'm trying to hurry. Don't stress me out even more. But usually, like, if I only have time to do my lashes, I'm good. I feel naked without at least having a little bit of an eyelash on. Everything else is just bonus because I don't mind going out without makeup on sometimes. It doesn't really bother me. I'm not one of those people that like absolutely can't leave the house without any makeup. All right, so those are the 12s again there. Now I'm going to start to stack some 14s next to the 12s. So here's my first 14. Actually, I want to start putting this on the outer. Just like so. It's a lot harder to concentrate when doing multiple things at once. All right, I'm gonna do another outer. So actually I have a story for you, Juan, a little quick story. One of my prior clients found my YouTube channel and has been leaving a bunch of mean comments on my videos. What do you think about that, Juan? How do you think I should handle it? I've just been deleting the comments. I'm asking Juan because Juan is famous on YouTube. He has like over 20K. I'm trying to get on his level. Ignore. You think I should just ignore him? Do you think I should delete them? He's a liar. Thank you, Juan. Juan was a prior client of mine. But now we just have a friendship. Huh, Juan? All right, these are size 16s. I'm going with these longer ones on the outer corner. You can block him and restrict him. All right, I haven't figured out how to do that. He's come on with like 3 different accounts. So yeah, I've never actually gotten like a mean comment until him recently. I do get mad at you sometimes. We're best friends. I'm flattered to hear that. What you up to this weekend? How did your sushi video go? I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. Juan tried sushi for the first time, I think, and he filmed a review video on it. All right, I'm putting another one on my outer left eye here. Hopefully that's looking symmetrical so far. So if I'm liking the placement, I'll just kind of clamp down to make sure that they stick in the meantime. And I'll go in with these 14s again, I think, or maybe I'll just do a 16 so I can have like a wing eye effect. Hi, thank you for joining. Lux Beauty. Is it Lux Beauty ATL or Lux Beauty Atlanta? Don't pay mind to it and do expect more mean comments. Sometimes subscribers are mean. Yeah, I get it. I know. It's just hurtful. But I know. I'm prepared for that. If you're just joining, I'm just talking about... Hi, Bobo. Thank you for joining. I'm doing my eyelashes right now. I'm getting ready for church. Church starts at 5. It's 4:27 where I am right now, p.m. But church is only like 5 minutes down the street. So I'm almost done with my eyelashes. And if I get done with these eyelashes fast enough, then I'll move on to the makeup. It stands for Atlanta. Okay, so are you from Atlanta? These are 16 millimeter. Hey, Rebecca. This is my bestie. Thanks for joining. Trying to wave at you. Okay. Putting the 16 millimeter eyelash on. 1 to 2 millimeters away from my waterline, just like so. How do we like that placement? I'm using little cluster lashes that I stick underneath my real eyelashes. I have a video tutorial on this on my YouTube channel. It's the Lashify eyelash system. It's like the DIY Lashify system. Gila, is that how you pronounce your name? Thank you for joining and watching and supporting my channel. You're always so sweet. Okay, how's that looking? I feel like my right eye is bigger than my left eye. So sometimes, even though I put the same amount of clusters on them, I have to kind of just readjust. I've heard that's kind of like a normal thing for a lot of people though. So I'm just going to go in with another 14 and fill that gap in right there. Rebecca, what you up to today? You're always out and about doing stuff. I saw that. I think you went to the beach yesterday. Hi, thank you for joining. I'm just doing my eyelashes real quick before going to church in a little bit. Just like so. I'm sticking in that little eyelash cluster underneath my real eyelash there. It should look like this underneath my eyelashes. Sorry if that's gross to anybody. Some people think like up close shots of eyes are gross. Doesn't really bother me, but all right, let's see if we can just stick one more on the other side here to make them kind of even. That should be good. And then this should be our last eyelash cluster, hopefully. Here. And then I get like a week or two of use out of these eyelashes before I have to change them. And I don't really have any other makeup on other than sunblock. And eyelashes are truly a must for me. I was saying I'd rather leave the house without any makeup on and have my eyelashes done than if I have to choose between makeup and eyelashes. I'm running kind of late today. I wanted to come on here with my eyelashes already done, but I was doing laundry and a bunch of other chores, so I haven't gotten around to it until today, or until right now. But Sundays are my days where it's like I catch up on everything and I prep for the week. If y'all have ever watched or heard anyone talk about like their low maintenance, high maintenance routine, or high maintenance, low maintenance routine, that's like how it is for me on Sundays, where like I do stuff like this, like my eyelashes, that way I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the week. Since I go back to work tomorrow. All right, now I'm just giving them a good clamp so that they can stick on. This isn't the usual placement that I usually do. I just kind of winged this lash map here, but hopefully they look okay. All right, I think that's good. We'll just leave them there. Just gonna touch up my eyebrows using this brow pen. I did want to mention that I still believe that the Chantecaille Sylvie sale is going on, where you can get pretty much everything on the website for 25% off. I don't have a code, I don't have a link or anything like that. They don't sponsor me. They don't even know who I am, but I just really love Chantecaille products. I've mentioned them on here before, but if anybody's shopping the sale, I would love to know what you're getting. And then maybe I can just showcase some of the products that I have from Chantecaille today, to show you all some of the products that I like to use. I'm doing a very minimal makeup look right now because, like I said, I'm just limited on time. So real quick, I'm just going to take this. It's the Chantecaille's Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. Just going to put a little bit on the face. It has an SPF of 15. I highly recommend their skin tint. Are you talking about this one? The Chantecaille tinted Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. I'm not sure exactly when the sale is going, how long it's going for, but I do believe that it just started yesterday. We have the same taste. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I love meeting fellow lovers of makeup and makeup brushes that also love the same. Okay, the same product. Oh my gosh, at the same time. Isn't that so crazy? Yeah. I'm like always raving about this tinted moisturizer. It's so good, isn't it? Yeah, luxury makeup's the best. I used to wear just like drugstore makeup, and just like whatever I can get my hands on that was gifted to me by like my mom or my grandma from the makeup counters. Like when I first started being able to use makeup, like when I was younger. I'm using one of Bobo's brushes, but then, cause you know, I was a student and I obviously didn't have any money. So I couldn't really afford luxury makeup through college or law school. And then I started practicing law finally at the age of 24. I became a lawyer. So I've been a lawyer for 6 years now. And then I slowly started to be able to afford higher end makeup. And then I started to dip into luxury makeup. This is the Chantecaille concealer. I'm sticking with the Chantecaille theme just because they have a 25% off sale going on right now. I don't know if it's just for the weekend or if it's going to last the rest of the week. I did place an order already. I love Chantecaille products. So in the spirit of the sale that's going on right now, I'm just going to be trying to apply mostly Chantecaille products in this video. As many as I have time for, since I probably have like 10-15 minutes to spare. And so the more I started to use like higher end makeup and luxury makeup, the more I fell in love with it. And then I discovered the world of fude and handmade Japanese makeup brushes. This is a synthetic one. It's by BK Beauty. So then I discovered fude probably in around like 2019-ish. And then I started pairing really nice quality makeup brushes along with my nice quality makeup. Thank you for joining. I'm just doing a quick get ready with me before I go to church in a little bit. And so I'm just going to take a little bit of loose powder that I have right here on this little BK Beauty brush, putting that right underneath my eyes. So the more I started using, so when I started practicing law at the age of 24, I was saying I could finally start to afford like higher end makeup and luxury makeup, because before that I would just like use whatever I could afford, which is like drugstore. Nothing wrong with drugstore makeup. It's just that it's not as good. You know, you get what you pay for the most part with makeup. And I have also always suffered with acne and textured skin ever since I was like in 6th grade. So I just started to really get into what products really made my like skin look the best and were the most flattering without making it look cakey. This is the Chantecaille bronzer, which I really love. I have it in a couple of shades. I have the shade Goa and I have this shade Sirena. They look like this. Aren't they gorge? So Goa is just slightly darker than Serena, but they both work for me. So I'm just going to use them both. You never go back once you've tried fude brushes and high-end makeup. I completely agree with you. I feel the exact same way. So then I just started to buy more and more of, you know, higher end and luxury makeup as I could afford it, and just started falling in love more and more and more. So you're in your mid-40s now, so I have high-end makeup that makes my skin look flawless. Same. And like I really did start to realize that it is like another one of those things where you get what you pay for. And it's not just like all hype, because I truly like could not find any formulas comparable on the drugstore market that really like lasted as well as higher end products and just looked as nice on the skin throughout the day and looked natural and not cakey. And then I've talked on here about how I have been on Accutane, and I was on Accutane for like 2.5 years. It started like around like during COVID, And I hesitated for a long time to go on Accutane just because I heard a bunch of horror stories about it. But totally regret not having done it sooner because it just worked miracles on my skin. And it really cleared up my skin. Like actives and all of that weren't able to do ever. And so, again, like the Fude was sensitive enough on my skin, and the makeup products that I used didn't emphasize like the dryness. I'm going to be going in with this Chantecaille blush. Yeah, I do. I have cystic acne. And I still have cystic acne. It's not super obvious, but like I can actually see and feel it. It's just not like on the surface of the skin. It's deeper. So I still actively have to work to keep it at bay. I'm just going in with this pretty Chantecaille blush. This is the Sea Turtle one. This is not their limited edition one. I do have a couple of their limited edition blushes here. It's like part of this collection. I got both of their blushes in this collection. This is one of them, and then this is the other one. I'm curious to know how y'all felt about this packaging because I did hear mixed reviews about this packaging, but the formula inside is beautiful. But I'm just not going to be putting these on right now because they are limited edition and I just don't want to give anybody FOMO unnecessarily. I have my Natasha Denona contour powder here that I always just have handy because it's just a really good contour powder that I use to contour my nose just to give it a little bit of dimension. Are they pigmented? Yeah, the blushes, they are. Thank you for the question. You saw the Sea Turtle one that I just put on my cheeks. I wouldn't say that one's like the most pigmented, but it is buildable. These ones I would say are more pigmented. I can swatch them. Like I barely dipped into these pans and look at that color payoff that they give. So I'll just like swatch them like this on the cheek. Do you see that? Like super pigmented. Sorry about my dogs barking in the background. But yeah, if you're curious, I'll just actually pop a little bit on the cheeks. I definitely have to be light-handed when I go in with these. Pretty, huh? And then I like to just go in with a little bit of a color corrector. This brush here. Very pretty. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions that you have in the description. I got these this melasma right here underneath my eyes from Accutane when I was on Accutane. I didn't have it before that. And the only reason, I mean, not Accutane, birth control. The only reason I tried birth control before Accutane was because I tried all the stops for my acne before I finally just went on Accutane. And that's what I mean by like, I wouldn't have even gone on birth control had I known that Accutane would just clear up my makeup. I mean, clear up my acne, and it really wasn't going to be that bad, like as far as the side effects go. So I just learned to cope with it. I learned to use like the brushes and the makeup that I knew wouldn't emphasize the dryness on my skin. I'm going to go in with a highlighter now from Chantecaille. This one is in the shade Stella. It's the Real Glow Eclat Sublime highlighter. It looks like this. So gorgeous. I was on Accutane for a very long time. It was like 2.5 years. And I was on 30 milligrams, which I know probably doesn't really mean much because Accutane has like generics, and I was on one of the generics. But it was the highest legal dose of Accutane that my dermatologist could possibly prescribe. And I was on that for much longer than people are typically on Accutane for. People are on Accutane for like 6 months, maybe to a year, but 2.5 years certainly is abnormal Thank you for joining. I'm just doing a really quick get ready with me. She went up to 40 milligrams. Interesting. Yeah, my dermatologist told me that he couldn't prescribe me any higher of a dosage than 30. But then again, like I said, it might be a different milligram measurement based on whether like you're on the actual brand name or generic. Because I do believe I was on a generic version. But he did tell me he couldn't go up any higher. Because you know how like they measure your liver levels to just make sure that your liver remains healthy. But yeah, so this is just a little bit of the Chantecaille highlight here. I'm trying to use Chantecaille. Hello, thank you for watching my live. Thank you for joining. I'm using Chantecaille products just because of the Sylvie sale that's going on right now, where they have 20% off of their website. I don't have a code. I'm not like affiliated with Chantecaille in any way. I just truly love Chantecaille makeup products. So actually, I'm just going to throw some of this into my brow bone as a brow bone highlight and on the inner corner. So let me just find, I use like a little dome brush. Which shade in the Natasha Denona contour? Thank you for asking. It's a shade medium. It's the perfect tone in contour powder. Like I've used like Hoola here and there. Kevin Aqua in the shade medium, his contour powder is also really good. Kat Von D has a good contour powder shade that are all similar to this one. But if you're looking just for like and Kevin Aqua's you could also get in like a standalone. I got this off of Beautylish because they don't carry this at Sephora for some reason. Do I like the Chantecaille skin tint? Yes, thank you for asking. I actually did put that on earlier on in this live. So if you missed it, I will be saving this live so that you can tune in and catch up later. But we were just talking about how this skin tint is really, really great. You have the Kevin Aqua? Oh, you're welcome for the reminder. Yeah, his contour powder is really good too. And so, what was that? Oh, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that Chantecaille highlighter on the inner corner. Because when I'm in a rush, like on a daily basis, pretty much every day I'm in a rush when I'm doing my makeup. I like can't even be bothered to have time to do eyeshadow. But what I always love doing is just taking whatever highlighter I'm already using on my cheeks and just putting a little bit of that on the brow bone. Just kind of like a spot highlighting. Pinpoint highlighting is what I mean. And then I put a little bit on the tip of the nose, tiny bit on the chin. Anywhere you kind of want to come out, like to give an illusion that it's coming out really, like a highlight, I guess. Okay, which contour brush should we use? So I just take like this is just like a sparse little synthetic dome brush. I'm just going to hide a little bit of my jowling here. Defining the jawline just a little bit. And when I'm really in a rush, like I'll take like a bronzer that's kind of like a bronzer color that's not super, super warm. For instance, this Westman Atelier butter bronzer is really good. And other than the fact that it kind of like, I don't know if any of y'all have the same experience, but like it does kind of ball up a little bit like that. If maybe it's because the brushes that I use when I dip in aren't like super dry, but if you can see, I'll show you the tone, what I'm talking about. It's kind of a good like bronzer / contour color. Let's compare it to the Natasha Denona one just for kicks. Okay, do you see kind of the difference? The Natasha Denona contour powder is slightly cooler still. Both are matte, but this can certainly work as just like an overall 2-in-1 type of thing. If you're kind of around my skin tone, that is. So that's kind of just a tip for you if you don't really have time or you can't be bothered to pull out like a bronzer and a contour on just like a daily basis. Another thing that I like to do with my contour powder is to just kind of give a little bit of dimension to my eye like this and just kind of pull it out this way to just give more of like a cat eye appearance. You can kind of tell the difference between that eye and this eye. Yeah, the Natasha Denona definitely was more cool toned. Thank you for mentioning that. Than the Westman Atelier bronzer. Because the Westman Atelier one is a bronzer at the end of the day, but it's not the warmest bronzer shade, if you will. Which I like. I don't necessarily love when my bronzers are super orange in tone, just because my skin tone does lean more just towards the neutral side. If anything, slightly more olive. But yeah. Okay, so we did the Chantecaille highlighter, we did the Chantecaille blush, the skin tint. I did go in, if you missed it, with a little bit of the Chantecaille bronzer, but we can always apply a little bit more of this because we love bronzer. I have Goa and I have Sirena. They both work for me. One Goa is just slightly more warm than Sirena. And then all I did before this on my lips was put a little bit of this La Mer lip gloss to just keep them nice and moisturized. If you haven't seen my YouTube videos, what I also like to do with this Chantecaille powder is just take this little Hakuhodo squirrel fan brush and just put a little bit of a shadowing right over my Cupid's bow, just like so. And right underneath my bottom lip. I don't have any lip filler in my lips yet, sadly. But that just kind of helps give the illusion that my lips are a little bit more plump. I do find that it makes a pretty big difference, actually. And then I did forget to put a little bit of this contour powder on my lower lash line here. I usually do put some mascara on my lower eyelashes, but today, I don't know, I might just skip it. Since I'm just going to church, it's not really like, it's not like I'm going to be wearing this makeup all day. I'm just going to take my makeup off later on. So, and then maybe we'll just put a little bit of the Chantecaille blurring setting powder in the T-zone. Here it is. This is the Perfect Blur finishing powder in the shade Light Medium. I also have it in their darker medium deep shade, and truly I just picked it up because of this packaging. Look at how adorable that packaging is. This just reminds me of my childhood. Like it's 3D. It's just so cool. I have the Hakuhodo brush, but use to line my eyes and sometimes my brows. Oh, okay, interesting. Thank you for letting us know. I have heard that people like using this brush for the eyebrows. This would be a good brush to just kind of shade your eyebrows, and then as a way of lining your eyes as well, just like to use like this to just kind of do like a little little wing. Let's try it. Just kind of like that. Super cute. Like if you're intimidated by a wing eyeliner, a brush like this is perfect to just give you a nice, soft, natural looking wing. Super easy. I love that brush by Hakuhodo. And then if you need to clean anything up, you can just take your little flat brush. I love this Tenseido KQ12S brush. And I just kind of use it to clean up any mistakes around my lips or on my nose contour or anything like that. A brush like this is a must-have in my collection. But I'm just going to throw on a little bit of this Perfect Blur powder just because I do have an oily T-zone. Where do you find the brush? The Hakuhodo brush. You can find this brush on the Hakuhodo website, also on the Fude Japan website. Toshiya at Fude Japan can get you one of these as well. I'm not sure if Fude Bobo carries this, but she might also be able to give you to get it for you if it's not on her website. This brush also comes in Psychoho goat, or I don't think technically Hakuhodo tells us what type of goat hair they use, but it's assumed that it's Psycho Goat, but it comes in goat hair as well if you prefer the goat hair version over the squirrel. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this blurring powder in my T-zone real quick, and then I'm gonna have to run because I am running out of time here. So I'm just gonna throw on maybe a little bit of Max Cork. It's kind of like a perfect contour shade for my lips, and it pretty much goes with any lip look I'm going for. And because we're doing a full face of Chantecaille, I'll just use their little lip cheek here. This is in the shade Patience. This is like a lip gloss, a lip balm, and a lipstick all in one. And it's just a really nice, cooler tone leaning nude. And that's it. That's the look, y'all. I'm just gonna spray on a couple of sprays of perfume. Let's do some Mood Ring today by Fleur. Or Fleur, however you say it. This kind of smells like gummy bears. And that's it. That's the look, y'all. Now I have to run, but thank you so much for joining. I had so much fun on this live. I hope you all tune into my next live. Bye.